Okay, this is about making either a ring or just some kind of jewelry out of a silver quarter or a silver dime or bigger. This is an earlier or a later quarter that's not silver. You have to have a coin, either dime or quarter, built in '64 or earlier to be silver. I'm just using this one to show how I started, and this has that copper center, but I just start like that, and I tap it, and I keep rolling it as I'm going. I guess some people hit it harder and it goes faster, but I'm afraid to, well, first I'll smash my finger. So it took me about 2 hours to get to this point here. But one thing you can do once you start getting a little bridge built up is you can put that in a clamp, but not tight, because then it won't roll. But you just want enough where it won't fall off. And you can smack it a little harder as you go. Okay, the other thing is you want a pretty smooth piece of, pretty smooth hammer, a new hammer. This is pretty rough here, so I'm going to use a little different dolly. This is a body dolly. It's fairly smooth. It's not perfect, but it's fairly smooth. Because if you have a really rough surface, you're just going to pound roughness into the surface here, and you want to eventually smooth this out when part of your process. So you'll be filing it. I'll continue this after I get it down to the point that I want. Get it wide enough. Okay, you can use a caliper just to make sure it's pretty close to round all the way around. You know, a few thousandths here or it doesn't matter, but you spin it around like that and make sure it's pretty close to round. You can also check your edge width. It should be about the same all the way around. Okay, that's about where I want it. You can read the date down there, and you can read the Liberty up there. About the right width. If you're going to make a ring, then you have to kind of let the size guide you how far you're going to make it. And take a nice fine file and you want to get the edges where they're, spin it as you go. Just get it so it's kind of even all the way along the edges there. When I first made one of these, I was a nickel back in about 1959, and for many years ago I didn't make any more. Many decades I didn't make any more, and I don't know where I got the idea originally. But at that time I used a hand file and just slowly filed until you got it smooth. You got to get all the unevenness off. When you get it close, you start looking at the reflection and you can see the high spots. But now that I got a lathe, I got a little bit better method for doing this. So I have a dowel, a wooden dowel, and I just use hot glue and glue it to the dowel, and then I can put it in my lathe and spin it and file it that way. And I don't want to go too fast or get it too hot, it melts the glue. Every few minutes you stop it and inspect it and see if you've got rid of all the low spots. High spots come off easy, but the low spots take a little more. And you can still see a little hole there, but it's getting better. That's the only one, so I'm almost done and I can start polishing. Looks like a couple more over here. I don't wear rings, so I've never made a ring, but I've looked at how other guys have done it. There's two ways to do it. You can drill out the center and then file it with a round file, or you can drill a small hole and use one of these little coping saws to go all the way around the edge. If you're going to drill it, you want to make sure it doesn't spin when you're trying to drill it. So this is my idea. Take a piece of like plywood, soft wood of some kind, and a piece of oak, which is harder wood. And that doesn't seem to like it's going to spin, so then you can put your drill in there and drill it out. Yeah, I finished up on the lathe with a really fine file. Now I got my buffing wheel. I use kind of a coarse compound to start. Leaves a lot of residue on. You got to take off, and I'll go out in the sun and check it and see if I got, see how it looks. Then I'll go to a finer compound, a softer wheel and a finer compound. You see it's coming along. Here it is, all finished. I got a hole in the top there for a chain so you can wear it like a necklace. Or I guess if you made another one, they could be used as earrings.